What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Lawson from Squad Sports. We're really excited to be supporting the Free Agent Friday series. A lot of great talent out there. Without further ado, this is the next free agent you should be signing with your sports team.
All right, we're back for another Free Agent Friday. Today I've got Dalia Regev with me. Hopefully that was close enough. But
You got it. You're good. Thank you.
Dalia, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate your time.
Let's start off with your college experience. Where'd you go to school and what degrees do you have and what are you working on?
Yeah, so for my undergraduate degree, I went to the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs and got a sport management degree that's housed in the College of Business there. So spent 4 beautiful years in the mountains going to school, really soaking up all the opportunities in and outside of the classroom in terms of, the coursework from my professors, and then also a number of internships along the way.
When did you realize you wanted to get into sports?
Well, it's totally fandom that got me into it. I'm sure not surprised there. But 2011 World Series Game 6, huge Cardinals fan, St. Louis girl through and through to the end, and it looked like the end wasn't going to be that great that season, but turned out that it was great. And as soon as I saw that ball soaring over Nelson Cruz's head in right field, I was a very happy camper and kind of had this euphoric moment where it's like, hey, I'm a freshman in high school and don't really know what I want to do, but now I do. So got on the wonderful internet that I'm grateful to have had access to, and found sport management, saw some schools, and decided to go. And I will say I am currently working on my MBA at Maryville University in St. Louis. Sorry, I forgot to interject that earlier, but yeah.
Okay. When are you set to get that degree?
So I'm halfway through. I will graduate with the MBA with Sport Business Management concentration in May 2021.
Have you done any internships at all in sports or entertainment?
Yes. So back in Colorado Springs, I was having my first foray into sport with USA Fencing. And was able to work with that tight-knit group at a national governing body of sport, and worked as a membership intern, and was able to grow the membership base, make sure that it was very much a servicing role. How can we help teams, coaches, individual fencers with benefits and resources we could provide them to enhance their overall experience? And after doing that for about a semester, a little over, bumped up to marketing and promoting their Summer Nationals tournament, which was in St. Louis, my hometown, during the summer. So I was able to build that up with my team and get the boots on the ground and work the tournament for about a week in St. Louis, and saw all of my hard work and my team's hard work come to fruition. And then sophomore year, ended up working with MLB Player Alumni Association, and was a silent auction sales representative and traveled throughout multiple MLB stadiums, selling that autographed memorabilia, and coordinated a few signings from athletes and overall managed inventories and fulfillment of orders for people out of state. And then lastly, before I graduated senior year, I interned as a compliance officer with the Mountain West Conference, also headquartered in the Springs. And I can tell you, Andrew, I'm not going to be a compliance person going forward, but I couldn't be more grateful for that opportunity for a few reasons. One, worked with some amazing people. Two, I learned how a huge athletic sport organization like that is governed, and from the inside out how it works, and really have an appreciation for that. And then, like I said, lastly, it reaffirmed that though I am a compliant person and love structure, I will not be going down that path. And I super appreciate the hard work that people do in that space. So recently, in the new year, it's kind of been a blur with COVID, but most recently I've worked as a graduate assistant for the men's ice hockey teams at Maryville University, with a brand new facility, building the fan base and hopefully creating something special, getting it on the ground level. And just found out we're not having games till January, so have more time to line up our sponsors and our partners and make sure that we provide a great fan experience for all involved once the new year hits.
What kind of role are you looking for now?
Now I'm, like I said, I have a year or a little under at this point until I graduate with my MBA. And so, full-time employment in sports, I'm planting the seeds and looking out there right now, but I'm looking to secure an internship for this fall semester, hopefully in the partnerships side of things, because that's what intrigues me. And then hopefully after the first of the year, some of the freezings on hiring might thaw and we can, kind of hit the ground running with that. If not, then I'll float myself with another internship till I graduate.
Keeping busy. That's good. Get as much experience as you can. I mean,
that's the only speed I know, Andrew. Just try to keep going and make the best of what you got.
What would you say is your biggest asset that you'll bring to a organization?
I think that, am I allowed to if I make them quick?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So one, I'm reliable, dependable. I do what I say I'm going to do. I do it in a timely manner. And if I need assistance or clarification, then I gather that. But after that, I'm going to get it done. You can count on me. And second of all, I think one of the biggest assets I have is that I've been battle tested in terms of some challenges I've had in my life health-wise. And, unfortunately been knocked down a little bit because of that, but it gives you a greater appreciation, especially now in this time of COVID. Thankfully, I haven't, knock on wood, had COVID, but in the past, being incapacitated and understanding what it means to be kind of pulled from the game, if you will, gives you a greater appreciation for when you're back at full strength. You need to go at it, give it all you can, and just be grateful for the opportunities you're given.
Yeah. How about on the other side? What do you need to work on the most?
I need to work on, I'm a really great planner. I'm a really great planner. Sometimes I overplan and tend to forget the present, and that can't be ignored. In fact, it should be prioritized because that's what you're doing right now. So, just very grateful that I have that trait in me, that drive and ambition and foresight to see into the future. But, whether it's through mentors or peers, and then being self-aware myself, I need to be able to rein that in when necessary, and cut away when I need to just kind of slow down a little bit. But I'd rather have that than have no drive and ambition or planning at all. So just gotta, smooth those edges, and it's a lifelong project.
What's kind of the dream job?
Dream job? Well, as growing up a St. Louis kid, like I said, huge Cardinals fan. So, I wanted to be GM as a freshman in high school when I told you my Game 6 story. But I realized that I'm not really a numbers person in terms of crunching them. And I can kind of analyze what's going on. And I appreciate SABR and all the different metrics that are out there. And as a fan, I appreciate that. But, it kind of knocked me down a little bit more to reality, which is cool because that gives you clarity. So I don't think GM's the dream anymore. But to work in baseball, in professional baseball, in the front office, that's really the dream. And if we're really going to the dream, of course, Cardinals, because those are my boys. But I understand that first and foremost, it's a business, and I need to be an asset to an organization to have me on the team. And so that's my focus, and taking my passion, as you can tell, it's pretty big for St. Louis, and channel that into productivity for them.
Could you work for the Cubs, though?
People ask me that all the time, and they say, no hedging, you better tell me now, Dalia. I said, if the opportunity was attractive enough, if the offer was attractive enough, and I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about cost of living, who knows where we'll be, but I'm not ruling it out. I'm not saying, oh yes, let's go, but I'm not ruling it out. You can't slam doors on opportunity before they open.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I always said that. When I was younger, I was a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, but I lived near Philadelphia. So I always told myself I could never play or work for the Eagles. But now that I'm a little older, I'm like, okay, I will.
Older and wiser, right?
Yeah. How would you define success?
Good one. I would define it as being invested in something you're passionate about, making sure you're an asset to whatever entity you're a part of, and getting fulfillment on your end to work in a way that's beneficial for that entity. Meaning, for me, it's not money. I mean, of course, you got to make a living, and as you go up, you hope to be compensated for what you're worth. You got to know your worth, and that's very important. But I get an emotional high on helping people, on bridging the gaps, creating partnerships and making all entities involved win. I want a win-win-win situation. And I know that sounds fairly dramatic, most likely, or, idealistic, but, that's where I see myself. And, I want to make sure that I can be a part of that.
How about a fun personal fact?
Personal fact, I am a dual citizen of the US and Germany.
Wow.
I don't know if that's personality, but that's fun. And then personality trait, I love to read. I absolutely love to read. I know, again, I don't know if that's personality, what you're getting at, but I'm a voracious reader and never can seem to have enough. So if you put a book in front of me, I'm happy.
So how about languages?
Languages?
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah, so I'm fascinated by languages. I'm pretty conversational in Spanish once I get it out of the cobwebs, and obviously English. And then my dad's actually from Israel, so have some conversational Hebrew as well. And, don't know when that'll come in handy, but I definitely got that under my belt.
No, that's great. That's great to hear. No, well, I'm excited to, see you continue, the education and these internships. And, we talked about one in the St. Louis area. So hopefully you'll be able to secure some things there and keep getting that experience. But anything that we can do to help, just let us know. And thanks for joining me.
No, thank you for the time. Appreciate getting out there, and best of luck with your show as well.
Thank you.